What's the worst thing you unknowingly did as a child? 1. I used to spend several weeks every summer staying with my aunt and uncle. I got to play with my cousin, and presumably, my single father got a break. One year, on the day I was supposed to go home, I called and asked if I could stay another week. He agreed. After I finally went home, a family friend told me they'd been at my house the week before for my surprise welcome home party. Dad had bought a cake, decorated, and barbecued. This was a man who did not entertain or demonstrate affection. True to character, he never told me about the party he planned. 2. I ruined my parents' romantic anniversary. I was around 7 and woke up in the middle of the night because my stomach didn't feel well. I went upstairs to tell my parents. When I opened their door, there were candles, music playing, and my mom immediately pulled a blanket around herself. She asked me what I was doing up, but before I could finish my sentence, I projectile vomited all over everything. 3. As a little troublemaker, my favorite prank was locking bathroom stall doors, crawling under them, and running off. One time, my parents dragged me to Costco. I locked the biggest stall in the back of the bathroom and scampered away with a grin. The next day, my parents returned to Costco for something. I went back to the same bathroom because I actually needed to go. I crawled under the same locked stall door and came face to face with an old guy staring at me like I was from another planet. I recoiled so hard that I smacked my head on the door and ran out of the bathroom as fast as I could. 4. My mom had severe depression, and I wrote her a Mother's Day poem when I was 8. It had lines like, "I love you even though you cry all the time." I was so proud because I thought it really showed how much I cared, so I read it aloud to her. I didn't get the reaction I was expecting. 5. One time, I put a penny in my parents' car's lighter socket. It was the 80s, so lighter sockets were everywhere in cars, including the backseat doors. The penny completely drained the battery within a few hours, and it took the garage mechanic a few days to figure out what was wrong with the electrical system. 6. Accidentally pitchforked my neighbor in the head when I was about 7. She was in her 70s, and I was helping her plant flowers in her garden. When we finished, I decided to carry the pitchfork back in a very dramatic way, swinging it over my back. I ended up catching her in the back of the head. She had to go to the hospital and get stitches, but she forgave me. 7. I put nails under my parents' car tires because I didn't want to go to church. 8. When my cousin and I were about 5 or 6, we got hooked on this amazing hot chocolate at a hotel. The hotel had a pool bar where you could drink it while sitting in the water, which made it even cooler. Our parents told us we couldn't have any more, so we went up to a random couple and asked them to buy us hot chocolate. They did, and ended up babysitting us until our parents found us hours later. We never mentioned the hot chocolate because we didn't want to get in trouble, so the couple never got paid back. Looking back, they were probably on their honeymoon, and we forced them to babysit 2 bratty kids. 9. At a birthday party when I was 7, I found this orange air freshener that smelled amazing. I sprayed it all over myself, and it smelled so good that all the other kids started spraying it on themselves too. About 20 minutes later, we were all crying and screaming because our skin was burning and turning red. Apparently, there was something really irritating in the air freshener.